Welcome back to this live stream of the IPC 100K High Roller event. We're down to 4 players. If you have missed the action, we started with 7 players. 4 remain for a top prize of 51 lakhs. We're back to the live streaming, and it's over to you guys, Adi and Abhishek Goendi in the commentary booth.
Guys, my man Adi is not here. It's just over to me, Richard. Thank you so much. Like Richard said, we started with 7. We're down to 4. We have the final 4: Pranay Chawla, Nitish Gupta, Ankit Vadhavan, and Vaibhav Sharma left with Pranay Chawla, who holds the chip lead. Nitish Gupta in second. Ankit Vadhavan, my Punjab Lovers teammate, in third. I was told not to be fair, not to be biased towards him, but hey, he's my teammate. And then we got Vaibhav Sharma, who's in fourth. So it's still anybody's game, but I was asked to predict who my money is on, and my money is on Nitish Gupta, who currently has the button with 6-7 offsuit. He decides to fold. Actions on Ankit Vadhavan in the small blind. And while the actions on Ankit Vadhavan, my fellow mate Aditya Wadhwani finally makes his way back into the commentary room.
Sorry, I'm late.
With his lid.
There's an ice cream stand out there, and they gave me multiple choices of flavors, toppings, and the lot. Okay,
Alright, we're going to cut this ice cream shot because Ankit Vadhavan has just gone all in from the small blind, and Pranay Chawla has snapped him off with ace-9 offsuit, and Ankit has ace-6 diamonds. So Ankit needs to catch a 6 or a straight or a flush, or basically he needs to suck out. And you can see that he has only 22% equity right now. The flop's Queen Jack 7, Queen of Diamonds. He picks up some chop outs.
Opportunities.
And the 9 of Diamonds. Oh, and we lose Ankit in 4th position.
And my prediction is getting closer.
So is mine.
Yes,
I went
indeed.
for Nitish, you went
That's
for Pranay.
right,
We're
that's
down,
right,
to, we're
that's
down
right.
to the final 3. Well played, Ankit. You played really well, very solid. Didn't make a mistake, didn't put a foot wrong. But you didn't have the rub of the fete when it mattered the most, such as poker, like they say in French, c'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
We're down to the final 3. We've got Pranay Chawla, who holds the chip lead, Nitish Gupta in second, who's my prediction. Pranay Chawla is Ankit's prediction, Aditya's prediction, and we got Vaibhav Sharma, who's everybody else's prediction, in the 3rd place right now.
So back to my ice cream.
Can you stop eating it, your ID?
I can't help it. Look. Like I said, guys, don't put the camera on me, huh? Right
Turn
now,
it
I've
up.
got a triple scoop going on here. There's chocolate sauce nougat, butterscotch, Belgian chocolate, and cappuccino.
He looks like one of those guys in those ads, man. Just dipping his finger in that ice cream.
Yo, what did I just
Oh,
say
there you
about the
go,
camera?
there
What
you go,
did
show to the
Alright,
camera.
there you go. This is the stuff going on at the IPC. They just keep you happy over here. Look at this. It's delicious. It's
Can you take the
delicious.
camera off,
Can we
guys?
go off? I need to stuff my face while I get a chance.
Well done, boys, for putting the camera on this man. They didn't believe me. Now you guys know that I speak the truth. So we're down to the final 3. This should be interesting. Alright guys, so like you know, the contest continues. Tell us who you think is going to finish in the 3rd position, and we're going to be giving away 1 ticket to the 2 of a kind tournament on SpartanPoker.com. Also giving away 1 ticket on my Instagram handle, which is ASGOINDIAS Goendi, and 1 lucky winner also gets to meet Dan Bilzerian from my Instagram
Oh,
handle.
hey, yeah, I totally forgot. Dan the man.
Who cares about him? Where are the women?
Oh,
We want to see the women.
they're coming.
All right, so
I want to do an arm comparison with Dan Bilzerian. I want to see like it's like a 5:1 bicep deficit.
all right, you do that while I hang out with the women.
You do that.
All right, so we got the flop, which is Jack 6 deuce, 2 hearts. Turn brings out the 10 of spades. So we got 2 flush draws there, and I think it still goes check, check. Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Fold. It's 5,50,000.
You can't see it now. Abhishek gave me a little bit of stick for the ice cream. He's just literally grabbed it out of my hand.
Camera's never going to be on me.
So I was watching an interview of Dan Bilzerian's recently as well. Apparently he plans to get off Instagram in the next 2 years.
And
Thoughts?
why?
Call.
Interesting, right?
Up.
Pranay Chawla with the option there.
Sorry.
Takes it down. So I think the graphics were just catching up.
Why does he plan to get off Instagram though?
So I liked what he was saying. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm so sorry, I'll have to cut you short, Addy, because we have to go out to our next bust out interview with Ankit Vadavan. Over to you, Richard.
That was good.
It's pretty good, bro. Legend.
Ankit Vadavan. Ankit, tell us what happened.
Pretty much standard only. I jammed 18 bigs, small blind to big blind, ace 6 diamonds, and got called by the chip leader with ace 9. And it's a GG scene.
Coming into this final table, very strong, lineup here. How did you approach that?
I mean, I was tied with two of the players in second and third when we started the final table. Um, it's a decent finish, but I would have obviously loved a better finish than this. And yeah, that's it. I mean,
Your overall experience with the IPC and especially this 100K event?
really good. I feel it's a job well done by the IPC boys, and it's amazing to see the owners and the operators working on the floor, taking the cards and taking the calls. It's really it's inspiring and it's very good to see that. And I mean, a good show by them, and there are two more events to come, so it's a good scene.
Fourth place finish for 12.7 lakhs. What are your plans with all that money?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't think about it. I wish I would have given you the answer for 51L. But yeah, I'm going to play the main. That's it. And maybe let it loose for a couple of days. That's it.
Clearly very disappointed with this fourth place
Yeah,
finish and
very
winning
disappointed.
12.7 lakhs.
It's okay. Can't complain. Can't complain.
That is Ankit Vadavan, our fourth place finisher at the IPC 100K High Roller event.
Thank you.
Over to the booth.
So we lose Ankit Vadavan in fourth place, and he takes home a cool 12.7 lakh rupees. Didn't seem too upset there.
No, like you said, pretty standard. Poker players these days, they're just ice cool. They know it's about the long term. They know it's about the game. It's the attitude to have. If you're disappointed every time you play, you're going to be very disappointed because there are tough times. But as long as you play right, there'll be more good times than tough times.
That's true. So coming back to the action, we have Pranay Chawla on the button. He limps with King 6 offsuit, and we have Vaibhav Sharma who has ace 10 offsuit in the small blind, and has about 18 big blinds. It'll be interesting to see what he does, whether he jams.
Play all in.
There it is.
That is pretty much standard. He jams. Nitish Gupta on the big blind has ace deuce offsuit. Decides to fold, so does Pranay, and Vaibhav Sharma picks up the pot. And he's currently sitting in second.
So blind post.
Well, I was watching him earlier from outside when I got a chance. He's reminding me of all the commentary I hear on some of the foreign streams. He's got it down pat. It's good to have some good technical commentators out here. It can't just be me saying crazy things all the time. Wonderful to have someone to take the load off,
So first act,
provide a new
300 call to call.
dynamic to the situation. Background to Vaibhav Sharma, next hand on,
Sorry.
6-3 off on the button, just gonna let that go. Nitish now with Jack-9 off in the small blind. Looks like he might just be limping there.
So option secrets.
And Pranay with the option, is gonna get to see a free flop. Unless he decides to get tricky.
Raise.
Oh, tricky
One
indeed.
million.
uses two hands, reaches for two big stacks, and pops in a sizable raise there with 7-4 off. I like it. I like it. I like it. He's got the stack. He's got position. He's piling the pressure on, and he gets the fold there. Very well played by Pranay. Probably picking up on a little bit of a live read as well as using his stack and his skill to his advantage. Very impressive stuff. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how to turn trash into gold.
It's got 60% of the chips in play.
Yeah, but the short stack is not that short as well, so plenty of playability left for all three. Could lead for some good poker. I'm a big fan of that. I'm
blind
not a big
was
fan of
small big blind.
shove poker when everyone's a little bit short. I like to see
So first act.
the ability to make some moves, maybe some bluffs,
So, yeah,
maybe
small
some
blind.
good squeezes, all of that.
That's right. You see Sri Harsha in the background railing his friend Vaibhav Sharma.
Yeah, Sri Harsha, one of the best GTO players in the country.
Audio.
And his ID is GTO sucks.
Yeah, that's it. Reverse psychology. I love it.
True. So we're down to the final three. For everybody that's viewed in or tuned in, we're running a contest. Tell us who you think is going to go out in third position. One lucky winner gets a 2-of-a-kind ticket on SpartanPoker.com.
All in.
Just type it out there and we should let you know if you've been the lucky winner or not. You see Pranay Chawla going all in from the small blind, Vaibhav Sharma folds. Pranay putting the heat on with the chips.
Hashtag standard stuff.
I like what he's doing. He's playing fearlessly and aggressively. He's been playing pretty well on the final table.
So I guess we should have a little side bet going on now that we're... or let's decide that if it gets to heads up. How about that?
I'm game for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Or let's decide who gets to heads up.
Ooh, okay.
That could be fun because we have to guess 2 out of 3. I'm guessing 1 is going to be pretty standard because Pranay's got massive chip lead. So I'm
Indeed.
guessing you and I both are going to go for Pranay. So it's either going to be Vaibhav or Nitish.
Well, I'm also down with
Three,
Nitish
three.
over there as well.
So you think Nitish versus Pranay? Heads
Yeah.
up? Yeah, I think I go for the same.
I think I'll go for the same. Yeah,
Three,
well, that's
three.
not a very interesting wager.
All right, just to
we
make
both
things,
win, yay!
just to make things interesting, I'll go for Vaibhav Sharma because I do believe in him.
So on you.
And of course, remember, there's not only one source of getting a ticket out here. There's also Abhishek Goendi's Instagram page. That's at ASGoendy on Instagram. Answer the question on his stories. One lucky winner will get to meet Dan Bilzerian in Goa. And of
So
course,
awesome.
there's a 5 for 5 tournament ticket on the line for you as
Check
well. That's on Spartan Poker. I like to see these new format tournaments coming out. You know, it used to
Yeah.
just be one winner. Now it's 5 for
Five
5, 2 of a kind. I love it. I love it.
Pretty innovative.
Check wait.
Queen 6-9, 2 clubs.
Yeah, flush draw there for Vaibhav.
Jack high for Nitish.
And they're both, you know, pretty close on the stacks there. So this
Bet.
could spell some
3 lakh
action. 'Cause
60,000.
both the small stacks don't let each other either get there or have a fairly free cards. I like it from Vaibhav. Gets him straight with the bet. A little bit of posturing here from Nitish. He's probably going to let this one go.
But knowing him, he's very capable of a move out here. But he will definitely let go. He hasn't made a mistake on the final table so far.
Yeah, it's getting pretty tough out there. I like to see it though. Like I said, I'm a big fan of poker, right?
Yeah.
So I want to see more poker.
So blind
I don't
post.
want to see any automatic stuff.
Blind anti sir.
It'll be fun.
If I wanted to
Because
do
all
that,
3 of
I'd
them
see
are
an island.
capable of doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Pranay Chawla though, overwhelming chip lead at the moment. 63% of all chips in play. In pole position. He really has he dropped chip lead even once since he's got here?
No, he's maintained the chip lead ever since he got here.
That's incredible.
Nitish got close to him when he was down to 12 mil
Yeah,
and
they
Nitish
both
was
had
up to
11
10.
at one point,
yeah.
yeah.
But
That's
he's taken the lead again and Nitish has fallen down.
You know, not to boast, but I know that feeling at the IPC myself.
Subtle plug-in.
Yeah, subtle plug.
You learn
Sadly,
quick,
the,
Addy.
Yeah, sadly the prices weren't as big back in the day, and it was a 5K buy-in, affordable, a little bit more in my bankroll range there.
And you got your picture on the wall of frame too.
You know, it rained on it, and they had to take it down.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was the only one out of the entire. It was beautiful. At the entrance, they've got a lovely like wall of fame with all the past champions on it. And I didn't get to see it myself. I got running out the next day at 8 in the morning after work to see it, and then it was gone.
Oh man.
Just like my poker
Blame the
career.
rain god. It's alright. I'll bring it back.
What's that?
Even the courier.
My man. All right, lovely hand on the button here, three-handed for Nitish.
Got 9,
And the
10
blinds are up,
spades.
by the way, of course, 150, 300.
Raise.
It's crazy. The small blind is now what the starting stack was for the entire tournament.
300k?
I'm sorry, that was that is correct. It was no, the small blind.
Oh, the small
It's
blind. 150k.
starting
Yeah.
stack. Ooh, and a nice nice hands for both here.
Call.
Let's see what Weber Sharma picks up in the big blind.
Now I want to see a three-way flop.
I want to see an
some
all-in
action.
from Weber.
I mean, that would be the move, but not today.
Heads up. So check weight.
Misses both of them.
Check to you.
Pranay ahead, and he's also got that backdoor flush draw. He's in good shape. What do you do if you're in Nitish here?
I'm gonna bet.
You're gonna bet because
Yeah, I have no-
you have
I
to find
bet-
out right now, right? If
I pretty much don't have any backdoor equity.
Yes,
This flop is pretty good for me to bet and take it
take
down.
a shot and shut down if you get a
Yeah.
raise, then
And exactly
sure
that's
enough.
that's exactly what happened.
Hope you guys are enjoying the action at home. It's 3 in the morning, so all of you guys who are trooping out with us, watching, much appreciated. Big love to you guys all.
Small big blind.
Remember, we are simulcasting on both platforms, Facebook and YouTube, so you got choose your poison of social media.
Raise. 6 lakh.
Got Pranay Chawla has picked up pocket jacks on the button. It's kind of unfair for the chip leader to pick up
the
hands
rich
on the button,
get
right?
richer, huh? There's some comments coming here from some fans of yours. Go Indy, I like it, I like it.
Pranay Chawla takes down the blinds and antes. And he increases his chip lead to 20 million. Sitting comfortable out there. He's got 2 little stacks out there now. He has so many chips he doesn't know what to do with. He's like, all right, I'm going to play with the ones on the right. We keep the ones on the left a little later.
Yeah, you can start little structures. If you're an architect, you know,
Some chip pawn.
some chip porn.
So cross stack.
All right, guys, you know we're running a contest. Let us know who you think is going to go out next. Whether it's going to be Nitish Gupta, Weber Sharma, or Pranay Chawla. And we're giving out a 2-of-a-kind ticket to one lucky winner.
Yeah, you have 33% equity in your answer, so am I right there?
Actually,
Am I right there? Am I
yeah,
close?
33,
But I mean, if you factor in the stack sizes, excuse it. I know,
yeah,
I know you're
yeah.
gonna say that. I was trying to simplify it for the audience and sound cool at the same time. Thanks for ruining it for me.
I wasn't going to ruin it. You asked me if that's right.
I heard the but, you know. I said but.
But
Right.
Pranay is chip leading.
Coach Goindi, always on it. But that's part of the learning process.
There you go. Pranay Chawla all in. Oh, okay.
No,
he
no.
goes all in and increases chip lead. So Pranay putting his chips to good use and just increasing his lead, while the others are pretty handcuffed right now and just need to wait for a spot.
Yeah, Vaibhav Sharma sort of sinking down his chair there. Get up, man. Focus. You're on a final table. Don't get too comfy.
He's an online player. Maybe he's used to sitting on his bed and playing.
He's like looking for the buttons somewhere.
Yeah. All right, so we have the chip stacks on our screen right now. We have Pranay Chawla with 20 million and it holds about 65% of the total chips in play.
And just in case you're not aware, this is the big blind ante structure, which is a little bit different. If you're from the old school, you won't really be aware of that, which is where the big blind will post the ante for the table instead of everyone putting in a chunk of it. What are your thoughts on it? I'm a big fan.
You got to repeat, Addy.
The big blind ante.
Yeah. The big blind ante definitely speeds up the game. You know, it's pretty surprising that it took so long for people to figure it out, though. You know, because otherwise everyone had to like break up the chips, put in the antes. There would be change that had to go around. The dealer would lose track, and then there would be arguments about whether someone put the ante or not. So the big blind ante definitely.
Sorry, we've got an all in and a call right now.
All right, so Nitish Gupta's all in, and Pranay Chawla's called. Pocket Kings. I'm not sure who has what.
Ooh,
But
okay.
Ace-5 of clubs
A lot of
on the
sweats
jack
there.
of
Ooh,
clubs
he
is out
needs
there,
a
but he still
queen
has
or a
outs.
king. No joy.
Pranay Chawla at the Kings. Oh, Nitish Gupta doubles up with the Ace-5 of clubs.
Did a club roll off there?
Yeah, the club rolled off on the turn.
Fantastic. All right, then our competition, our wager is still on.
So we have Nitish Gupta who's doubled up, and to 10 million. Pranay Chawla's down to 15 million. Vaibhav Sharma isn't going to really like that outcome,
Yeah, now he's in a sticky spot.
and he's the shortest stack right now.
Yeah, so that's the other thing about the big blind ante. It's a lot more forgiving for the short stacks as well. You get to see a little bit more. I mean, of course, not on your big blind, but
It doesn't change up
it doesn't
too much
change
because
it too much. But you do get that sense of not having to throw in chips every. Yeah,
And,
psychologically
yeah.
a little bit it does help.
Because your cost
know?
per round is still the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, but psychologically it helps because
Psychologically,
you
yeah.
got to do it once in like how many people are seated on your table.
Correct though.
But it definitely speeds up the game and makes things easier.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's gained acceptance worldwide. I don't think anyone's against the big blind ante.
I'd like to start seeing shot clocks coming in a little bit more. I think that's one of the other things that's being applied around the world, and I'd like to see it in more tourneys in India as well. With online poker being what it is, people are used to making decisions a bit faster. That psychological game, as we've said, is not so prevalent anymore. So speeding up the games, getting more hands in, I like it. I'm a big fan of the shot clock. I hope
But
I hope
having
to
said
see it
that,
soon.
Addy, I'm a big fan too. But having said that, the game's been pretty quick on this final table.
Yeah.
There's been no showboating.
All pros, man.
Yeah.
All pros, all seasoned guys.
No showboating,
No
and people
showboating.
are playing pretty quickly. No one's messing around. No one's shooting angles. So kudos, guys. Whoever's playing, whenever, please don't showboat as much. Do it once in a while. It's all right, but don't make it a habit. It's really frustrating, and it slows down the game, and it's not cool. You know. So just a small friendly tip, guys. Please don't showboat very often. I understand in a big hand if you want to showboat, but don't take like 20 or 30 seconds before every decision. You know, just in the spirit of the game.
In the spirit of the game, absolutely. You know, heard some people saying, you know, tank a lot because it'll make pros uncomfortable. It doesn't. It just makes them call clock on you, and that's pretty much what it results
And make
in.
you uncomfortable.
Yeah, it makes you uncomfortable. Absolutely.
So we're down to the final three. Guys, you know we're running a contest. Just let us know who you think will go out next. And we're giving away one ticket to the two of a kind tournament on SpartanPoker.com to one lucky
So
winner.
I like that. That's one ticket for two of a kind for the third place finisher.
Ooh, one, two, three.
Ooh,
That was planned.
that was actually I got that on the spot, my man.
I thought
Improvised.
you were telling me all evening that you're
I
waiting for them to go
improvised.
down to three.
He's making that up there. Holy
No, that was
bluff.
improvised.
That was improvised. Just let me have a moment, man. Come on.
It's all yours, Addy. You know, I owe it to you, man. I'm in this room because of you. And your belt. I
Word,
owe
and
it
the
to your
belt.
belt.
No credit to Doyle Brunson at all, of
Ever.
course. Yeah.
It's a super system.
My man, Doyle. Miss watching him
Play
play. Yeah.
Texas Dolly. 10 deuce, man. Can you imagine? Like 10 deuce back to back. Wins the main event. It's quite epic.
You know, actually, Ace Queen is also a Doyle Brunson hand. It's just one that people don't know of as much because 10 deuce is just more like woe factor.
Yeah. Who's your favorite main event champion so far?
Favorite main event champion so far? Say Jamie Golden, lose all
Jamie
respect.
Golden?
No.
Yeah.
No. I think I really liked Martin Jacobson.
Martin Jacobson,
It was
yeah,
really
he was
good
quite
'cause
epic.
that short stack play of his
Yeah.
throughout that tournament was really nice.
Played it to perfection.
Played it to perfection. Joe McKeon's run was also
Pretty sick.
He beasted all over that, but the
Yeah.
way he did it was also so controlled, and he knocked out Jason Schwartz, who was just deserving it with that
What
sick
about
cooler.
What about the raccoon?
The raccoon?
Key win? Do you remember the Asian Vietnamese?
I actually didn't watch that one as much as I could. I remember I was deep into some work. I didn't get to catch the whole tournament. And the other one was what's the fella? It was Joe Cata.
Joe Carter,
Youngest
yeah,
ever champ
yeah.
at the time.
He's
Or
21.
Still is.
2008, if I'm not wrong, somewhere around then. But if you actually roll back the clock, since
Oh, then
we-
it's Johnny Chan.
Johnny Chan?
Hands down. Hands
yeah, you
down,
call this and it's
yeah.
all over, baby.
Yeah.
No, that's Scotty Wynn.
That's
Sorry,
Scotty Wynn.
Scotty Wynn.
Scotty Wynn is baby.
What about Stu Unger?
Oh, I mean,
Stu Unger
he's
is
just
all-time
he's
favorite
the
for
man.
me.
He's the man.
Yeah, three-time champion, goes on a bender, comes back, wins it again. They have the ESPN table in an outdoor setting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just epic. Stu Unger's story is one of my favorite stories in poker.
Yeah, it can teach you. It teaches you actually almost everything,
Everything.
that you need to know
That's
about
right.
poker, both mentally and as far as technically, let's say. What a story as well.
If you guys don't know about it, Google Stu Unger,
Mm-hmm.
spelled STU space UNGAR. He's one of the greatest poker players of all time. He's won 3 main event bracelets, won 2 back to back, went on a bender. He was in some trouble,
Mhm.
personally and
movie out
financially.
there- there's a movie as well. I
Yeah.
think it's what's it called?
There's a documentary on it too, and there's a movie on it as well where he starts off playing gin rummy,
Correct.
and he was like, hey, I can predict 13 cards. Predicting 2 cards is nothing for me.
Boom.
And he goes on to become one of the best poker players ever, you know. But just unfortunately for him, he was in some financial and personal troubles, got into drug addiction, and but he came out of it and then went on to win the main event again. I think in '97 or '98. Pretty sick story, you know. So Stu Unger is definitely one of my favorite stories.
The guys I do miss seeing are the guys you don't see at all anymore. The Freddie Deebs and the real they're characters, man.
Yeah.
Real characters.
Yeah, we miss characters in poker. We had one on our final table, but he busted pretty early.
We had two.
We had two,
We
yeah.
had two. We had two heavyweights of the poker world in
Yeah.
India. Lungi and the artist formerly known as Dirty.
Dirty. Don't ask us why he's called Dirty. You should give him a call. He has his own stories, depending on who you are.
Check. Check. Check.
What has been your favorite moment of this final table, guys? I want to hear your comments. I can see a lot of the contest answers coming in now as well. I'd love to see your comments as well on the game in general, who your favorite players are, what your favorite hand was, what you think of poker in India, what you think of this IPC, all of it, anything, absolutely anything. If you want to ask Goendy some answers, I'll try and convince him not to charge you for them.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I do a lot of things for free, man.
it's true.
Call.
Beautiful setup here in the IPC as well. I love this feature table in the middle of all the action. There's you can't see it from this camera angle, but there's all those tables behind you at the moment, and there's an equivalent amount on the other side, the side where the camera is, and all around. Lovely, full floor of poker. We are just getting the graphics adjusted, guys, so we can't quite see the cards yet. We can see the flop there, and we know that Pranay Chawla has bet 500,000 there on the river. See if Vebov can find a call or a fold or whatever. There's one card to a straight out there as well, so that's gonna maybe an issue for him because he is struggling with the decision, as you can see. He's probably got a bit of something. It was checked down, they bet on the turn, and Vebov called. And then Pranay came out again on the river. What do you expect Vebov to be struggling with over here? Do you think maybe he spiked the 10 on the river? But I mean, given that he's called on the turn.
I didn't follow the action too closely as I was fixing my mic, Addy.
Oh, good.
But
oh,
let
good,
me
mate.
see if I can narrow down on this hand.
You can have the handy graphics to see the summary of what happened pre-flop, on the flop, on the turn, and the river.
So
There
it's
you
a
go.
small versus big blind battle. Pranay called Vebov check. Pranay bet 350. Vebov called. Pranay bet 525. Yeah, Vebov could have.
Almost all of those pairs, really.
I think even Pranay could have like a lot of sevens in his range out here, to be honest. You know.
I mean,
Vebov-
the story would make sense. He hasn't been too like mussed about it, let's say.
Vebov probably has like a 2-pair kind of hand or a single pair kind of hand.
It looks like he has made the call there, and,
and
by that look,
Pranay could
it's
easily
not
have like a
good
6-7,
news.
7-8, 7-10 kind of hand.
I think it might have been because we can see the pot being shipped over to Pranay right now. So I think by the looks of that look from Vebov, when he saw whatever Pranay exposed there at showdown, that it probably was a straight there because he looked rather disappointed. Don't forget, guys, killer contest on Abhishek Goendy's Instagram handle there. That's at ASGoendy. Win a chance to meet Dan Bilzerian here in Goa and win a ticket to the 5 for 5 on Spartan Poker. Right, so I was telling you before the break, right, Dan Bilzerian might be getting off. He says, I was watching an interview of his, and he says he wants to get off Instagram within the next 2 years.
So why?
So I asked the same question because I was like, don't you have 44 million followers or something bananas like that? And yeah, he was making a note on how social media is sort of starting to skew people's
Opinions.
and driving a little more. And it seems ironic, but you know, getting people. I think we got to get people a little bit off social media and out a bit more. And he likes to say, you know, I'm on Instagram, you know, I'm on social media all the time, but my content is what I'm doing in my life. I'm
Yeah.
out and about, having a great time doing all of that stuff. But now people are starting starting social media accounts for the specific objective of doing that, and then you get sucked into this cycle of, you know, begging for likes, and you know,
Yeah.
it's sort of it's not a natural or healthy opinion. You get a fake sort of you know, realization of you know, your popularity or status. Something going on here with the reel here. Vebov going con. You see Nikita Luther there. He's our World Series of Poker bracelet winner.
Giving some
tips,
advice
yeah.
to Vebov Sharma. Vebov walking away casually saying, this is not a bracelet event.
It is a high roller though.
Bottom is can't. You big blind.
$51 lakhs, man. 51 lakhs. Half for CR. What would you do with that?
Oh, it takes me. Let me tell you.
Let's say you're not a professional poker player.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
It's a funny. I was reading a joke yesterday, right? So an interviewer goes. Someone posted it on one of the groups.
Oh yeah.
So the interviewer goes like, so a poker player wins $1 million in one of the tournaments, right? And the interviewer goes like, okay, so you won $1 million. What do you plan to do on it? And he goes like, I have a lot of debts. I plan to repay them back, right, with $1 million. So he goes like, so
do you
what
do
about
with
the
the
rest? And he goes like, the rest will have to wait. Okay, I'm not in that spot, guys.
Beautiful. He's not that
Yeah.
spot. That's what I said. That's
But
what I said.
if I win 51 lakhs, I'm going to pay the government 30%.
So?
Take back about 35 odd lakhs. Invest some and then put it back in my roll and just play more poker with it, travel more, and just, you know, just try to roll it up further.
Sounds like a
Because
plan.
I have a policy wherein every time I win a lump sum, I just put some aside for personal investments and savings, so that I don't ever go broke, because I've gone broke like 3 times in my life, man.
I think it's part of the journey of every
Yeah.
poker player. I think it's important to go broke at least
You
once
never
or
learn.
twice.
You never
really
learn.
You never learn unless you hit rock bottom. You know.
Luckily for me, I went broke when I was 21 and then 23.
Looks like we got a lot of action going on here.
So we have
You
pocket
know?
fours. This is King Jack. We have an ace. I think we might lose.
The rail
Vaibhav
tried
Sharma.
hard there to get Vaibhav Sharma that four rather. Didn't happen, and now it is down to heads up.
Addy, our prediction is pretty good.
Well-
You and me,
Not our first rodeo, man.
we've been playing poker long enough to understand what's up.
Aye, aye. Very well played to Vaibhav.
Yeah, another deep run, another good finish, decent payday, a good payday, but obviously he would like the. He wanted to win the title. You can see his rail there, kind of disappointed. Well played, Vaibhav, and stellar performance once again. Another deep run in a tough field. You did really well, consistently doing well. It's down to heads up. Pranay Chawla was Nitish Gupta. My prediction was Nitish Gupta.
Mine's still
Sometime
Pranay,
back.
And okay, so we said we'd decide when it gets to heads up. So while they're adjusting for heads up here,
Who won the chips this hand though?
who won the chips? I
Yeah.
think it was Pranay.
Oh, so then Pranay's got a massive lead.
Mm-hmm.
So he's obviously favourite to win. He's obviously like 4-1
Are
favourite.
you
to
trying
win.
to get an easier deal for yourself here?
Obviously.
Yeah, I
You
figured,
gotta
I
give me
figured.
odds,
I
man,
figured- I give
because
you odds.
Nitish is like
give you odds.
4-1 dog.
So you get 4-1 then,
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
straight up.
All right. So let's make it fun. Let's have a bet for a shot. All right.
A bet for a shot?
Yeah. So if I lose,
Okay.
I have 1 shot. If you lose,
Oh, I have to
you
have
you have
4.
4 shots.
So this is how the hustle begins. I know how this. I know this story. I know where this road leads, and it's usually to a blackout.
Yeah. And then we play for rolls.
No, and then yeah.
Heads up for bank runs. Anyway, on that note, guys, we're going to take a small break for heads up play while they stack up chips and take their positions again. We're going to go get the shots ready. We need 5 shots ready, Addy.
Yeah,
so
and you guys, please share the stream. Tell your friends it's time for heads up. You're gonna see people play for half a CR right now. It's gonna be insane.
one of the biggest high rollers ever.
Yep.
Right? See you guys on the other side.
Well, here we are. End of day 1 of the IPC, the return of the IPC. I think it's something like 6 in the morning. I can't tell. We're all on autopilot at this point. But what an amazing first day this has been. It started with lines that just went flying out the door, up the stairs, probably out the entrance, who knows. Long story short, 437 people showed up to play this tournament. 43 lakhs in the prize pool, 8.8 lakhs first place. Not only that, we had Run Vijay over here as well. He managed to get himself on the feature table, which was a fantastic moment for everyone around. We were supposed to finish today, but these guys would not give up. We're gonna finish this tomorrow. They wouldn't give up. They're fighting so hard. The poker is great, the vibe is great, the nostalgia has been great, the bonding has been great. What an amazing start to this amazing tournament series. I can't wait for the rest of it. I can't wait to show all of you guys it as well. Keep watching. Well, got Manisha Lamba here at the IPC. Are you excited to be here? The IPC's back, you're back. How's it feel?
You know, it feels fantastic because I know Sam and Peter and Rajiv for like a really, really long time. So even before I used to play tournament poker, I used to come for the IPCs. And now it's even more special. It's even more special now because it's back after so many years and I've been enjoying playing tournament poker a lot. So
We know.
We know.
She's got the results.
So I am very, very excited to see more tournaments happening because why should we have to travel abroad for, good value tournaments? We should have loads of them right here on Indian soil.
Absolutely. All right, so what is your ultimate poker fantasy? Who's your fantasy person to play with?
Who's my fantasy person to play with? Phil Ivey, obviously, but the fantasy before that, the reality of that fantasy is I would need someone to back me up, to have that kind of cash to play Aram Se with Phil Ivey on the table. Only then it would be a interesting fantasy. Otherwise, So first the reality of that has to happen, and then the fantasy can be realized.
She won't just give like a normal answer. She's thought it through like a proper poker player.
See,
I love it.
even if it is a fantasy answer, it has to have logic behind it. Because if I'm going to play with Phil Ivey, then I have to be able to play like a boss, which means I've got to be like...
You got to boss the boss.
Yes, which means that I've got to be backed up well. If I've got to, be well. Because you got to keep India proud, right? You got to be like, I'm Indian.
Yep.
I'm playing with you. Come on now, let's sit down and do this.
Lovely, lovely. Well, I won't keep you from it because the tourney's going to start. Best of luck for the series.
Thank you. Bye, and best of luck for IPC, and I'm really glad that you're here. Okay, bye. I'm going to run.
Manisha Lamba, everyone. Manisha, congratulations. Another big cash. Last woman standing. How are you feeling?
Thank you. I'm feeling great, but next time it's going to be the last player sitting in with all the chips.
I love it.
And the photo finish.
Love it.
No more last female standing and all of that. Now you got to be the last player sitting in. That's how we're going to roll.
Short, sweet, to the point, just like her.
On behalf of all my colleagues, I welcome you on board 67206. A total distance of 270 kilometers we expect to cover in a flying time of 45 minutes. I hope you have settled down on your respective seat, and very soon we should be ready to push back and start.
Hi, I'm Sri Hari. I'm from Vijayawada, and this IPC millionaire I've won $500 million. I've been playing poker from past 2 years. I would say my brother is my idol. He is not only my idol in poker, but in all the ways I've seen him as my idol. Whatever thing he's picked into, he's been the best. I would say not to give up, because even while the millionaire tournament was going on, there were 7 flights. But I qualified to day 2 on the last flight. I didn't give up on this thing, thinking that I'm not qualified throughout all the days. So on the last shot, I've won it. My parents do not want me to take it as a full-time, but definitely they are fine with me playing it on a weekly basis. And then apart from that, in tournaments, I don't think so I really lose my mindset. I've played for past 2 years and I've got used to all the bad beats which people tell, which I don't feel it's a bad beat, it's just part of the game which you need to go through. I would like to tell them to not put more volume first. Studying the game is more important than putting the volume. People think that playing daily or just giving one shot may win them money, but that's not the case. If you study more, that will help you. Hope is what keeps us alive. There's a hope that there's always be a better tomorrow. This is what keeps us going. Even in poker, even if you lose today, there's a hope that tomorrow will be better. Thank you, Spartan Poker.
Hi, I'm Abhishek Goindi. I'm from Bangalore, first India Poker Player of the Year for IPC. And the director told me that if you don't have another introduction, just be like Google it. So I'm just going to stick to that.
I've been into this industry for close to 18 years now. And before poker came into India, and I've seen a big evolution of this industry. Love the game and I've been passionate about it, and that's what gets me here.
I am an orthopedic surgeon.
And I was a skin specialist.
We actually both quit our practices and now we are playing poker professionally.
I got to know about poker from my brother. He's younger to me like 7 years. So he showed me a game online in 2012. It was a free game, but that's how I got to know that this is what poker is. And from there, it's never looking back.
While a lot of players rightfully, of course, think that the IPC is a tournament series, for me, it's more like a social sort of a gathering for all the players in the poker community. The fraternity has been growing over the past 10 years that the game has been active in India. And so the IPC is more like a social occasion for personally me and, of course, the rest of the IPC team.
Definitely the number of players who play poker today in India have really grown, maybe in lakhs now. And like I can say that because of seeing my sales that happen in different parts of the country and some cities in India which I don't even know of the city here in India.
Very exciting month coming up. In September, we're coming back after almost a break of 3 years. 3 crores of guarantee over 4 tournaments. And we're hoping that we'll just keep increasing the guarantees, keep increasing the number of days moving forward. Also a big benefit to the players, the 100% ADS refund that we're going to be giving on Spartan.
Obviously, I was anyways planned to come, but I was more motivated and more excited to come and play, because that's a big boost for our bankroll and also to sustain. That's how it should work ideally. Yeah.
About the Big Daddy Casino, I think, well, I get really excited when I talk about this casino because the way it is made, it's so lavish and so beautiful and glamorous from inside. It's got this new interiors, like amazing space. It's the biggest offshore casino in Asia currently.
It's awesome that it's happening after such a long hiatus of 3 years, I think. And it's probably the most awaited tournament series in India, and I'm sure this one's gonna be coming back with a bang, and everyone, including me, are super excited about this. Can't wait for it to kind of kickstart in 10 days now, 10, 15 days now, yeah.
Get ready to experience all the best part of the poker.
Come for the IPC, it's a great event, meet a lot of familiar faces, you'll get to learn a lot of poker, just come grind hard, be focused, enjoy the moment and stay in it and go back home with great memories and hopefully a trophy and money and tax refunds. Yeah.
Hey there, what's your name? It doesn't even matter from where you came. Buy your ticket for your Insta fame. It's IPC, get in the game. Get in the game.
All right, welcome back to this live coverage of the IPC 100K High Roller Final Table. 207 players started this, and now we're down to just the final 2. But before we get to the heads-up action, we first have to award our third place finisher, and I've got Peter Abraham, the director and co-founder of the IPC, with me to do the presentation. So I'd like to invite third place finisher Vaibhav Sharma up on stage. Thanks very much, Peter. Right, come, let's have a chat.
Sure.
So, third place, happy?
Yeah, it's fine, to be honest. It was a good structure, good tournament. I tried to chip up and tried to win it, but it's fine. I got third. I'm fine with it.
Any spots that you might have played differently, or a spot that you were super happy with?
Well, I didn't get much hands, but whenever I get a hand, I try to play it perfect, like whatever the best I can. Yeah, maybe second last hand, I just called River with the third pair. Maybe I could have ripped it there or something, just fold it. But it's fine, to be honest.
Who's your pick out of the two left? Who do you think is going to take it?
Pranay. I think Pranay Chawla gonna take it. Nitish is also very good, so it's gonna be a good battle. I guess they have pretty good stacks, so it's gonna be a good battle to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be great fun to watch. We can't wait to see it out there as well. But we love seeing your action as well. Congratulations, sir. That was really well played. Enjoy your winnings.
Thank you.
Right then, as they say, it's time for heads up. So let's start first with Nitish Gupta, who's got the short stack at the moment. Not too short. Come on stage, have a chat with me, mate. All right, what's the plan? Pranay's not got too much of a lead on you. What's your strategy going into this?
Just go out there and give my best. Just grind and let's see whoever wins.
Everyone's been saying you've been playing great, solid poker. Even watching it in there, we felt the same. How have you prepared for this event?
Well, I have to say, I have to thank Samo for that. He has been helping me throughout last couple of days. He has been coming to my room discussing a lot of hands. So I have to thank Samo for that.
Any message for your opponent right now? Maybe you want to throw him off a little bit. Maybe you want to give some false reads. What's the plan?
No, he's been playing very good poker. He's been playing aggressive poker. Good luck to him. May the best player win.
I love the attitude. Good sportsmanship. Sir, take your seat. Best of luck. Pranay, you got the chip lead. Right then, you came to this final table as the chip leader. You stayed the chip leader throughout, cruising, beasting. How you do this sorcery?
I mean, I've run pretty well, to be honest. But I actually didn't know I was chip leader when the final table started. But yeah, I've just run really well, to be honest.
Modest. I could see the play. It was more than a little bit of run good. It was a lot of play good as well. What's your plan going into this?
I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to go out and win. Simple as that. Yeah.
Right so. Well, everyone's waiting. We're all on pins and needles here, getting ready to see this heads up action, so we're not going to leave any more time. Take your seat, sir. Best of luck. And right, that's it. Let's get back to the commentary booth. It's time for a heads up. This is going to be exciting. It's the IPC 100K final table.
And welcome back, guys. That's the beautiful looking trophy. Event number 2, 100K high roller. One of the guys is gonna get their hands on that trophy and cool 51 lakh rupees. That's my mate and co-commentator Richard. Getting up early sucks is his Instagram handle. Go follow him. Get up early and do the right thing. So we're down to heads up action with Nitish Gupta and Pranay Chawla remaining in the field. Pranay Chawla's got a chip lead over Nitish Gupta, but it's going to be a very interesting heads up to watch because both of them are aggressive. Both of them have played really good poker on the final table. And it's going to be interesting to see what kind of strategy they adopt because heads up play is so different from full ring play or short-handed play.
They also have a huge chip difference. How does Pranay's chip advantage sort of help him in this situation? Because it does become a huge factor in such a format.
So Nitish's strategy pretty much has to be push fold because he's playing I think a 10 to 15 big blind stack, so he doesn't have too much room to play unless he wants to get tricky and sticky. But he's got to weigh out how Pranay is playing. Pranay is going to be putting the pressure by jamming pretty much or raising a ton of hands because Nitish won't be able to play back because Nitish is pretty much handcuffed right now. He's got about 14 or 15 big blinds. I mean, we can figure out the exact strategy once we understand exactly what stack sizes are in play. But if he's got about 14 or 15 big blinds, Nitish's play is pretty much push fold for most part. Yes, he can limp a few buttons or he can raise fold once maybe, but not advisable.
What I'd really like to see is if Nitish actually gets a few chips to work around with, I think it'll become a super interesting heads up, since I think Nitish's true strength is his experience, his post flop play, and the moment we have him working with a decent stack, we'll see a spectacular final table. We're underway with our first hand. Nitish makes a raise to 750,000.
Pranay calls 750. We'll understand the stack sizes. Oh, he's got 11 million and Pranay has 18 million. So Nitish probably has about 35 big blinds in play. So he's got enough room
He's got a lot
He's
of
not
room.
in a push-fold zone right now, and he's flopped the 10-eye flush. He's going to check back here quite often. He's going to bet here a few number of times as well.
Pranay is looking at probably thinking that his queen is live. He has no chance of winning this hand. Of course, we know Nitish has the 9-10 of diamonds. He continues. Pranay insta folds there. 2.2 million pot awarded to this Nitish Gupta. Adds another million to his stack.
Pranay has been playing some really good poker, but for some reason my gut tells me that Nitish is taking this title down. Nothing against Pranay. He's played great poker. So is Nitish. But I just get this, inkling that Nitish is the one taking it down. I actually have a few bets running. When there were like 5 people left, I went for Nitish, and he's kept me in the hunt. So yeah.
Yeah, I think Nitish has a very good chance. Not to take anything away from Pranay, he has shown a lot of talent. Coming into this final table, he's maintained his chip lead right from the get-go, and 18 million chips versus 12-ish stack that Nitish has. There's not really much between them. It could go either way. Both of them have, Nitish still has a decent stack. And let's see if they actually, get into a lot of tricky situations. And I think if Nitish at any point in this tournament gets a chip lead, it's going to be very tough for Pranay to pull back.
So Pranay raises the button with 7-9 off. Nitish calls and flops a queen on a king high board. Pranay has been c-betting quite often though. I think his c-bet is almost like 75-80%. He continues to c-bet. This hand too.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of aggression from Pranay, and it has done more good to him. Obviously, he has been in very favorable situations as well. Played very aggressive in a lot of spots. We've seen him make a couple of moves as well, which is why he is, in the chip lead. And he never looked like he faced any huge problems of spots throughout this final table. So yeah, he definitely is in the zone. He's playing well. The turn brings a pair for Pranay.
Action's gonna go check for most part.
Yeah, both of them have showdown over hands, and I think since Pranay has clipped the 7,
it's easier for him to check back.
It's easier for him to check. He's got a hand that he can take to the river and hope to win a decent amount of the time.
Probably gonna go check again. Unless Nitish is such a sicko that he value bets his queen.
I'd love to see that.
Quite possible though.
Yeah, it is possible. Yeah, and heads up play is always going to surprise you.
Because there's a missed draw on the flop. All the draws busted. Any gut shot, any open-ended with 10-jack, any flush draw.
He makes a decent sized bet here of over a million, a 1.4 million bet.
Yeah, he's trying to make it look bluffy, make it look like his hands, all the draws busted. I like the size from Nitish. He's made a very interesting bet here with the queen, value betting, going for thin value and also representing a bluff. Pretty advanced here with the sizing, very impressive, and he knew exactly where he was in this hand. And we see Pranay reaching out for some chips. And he makes the call, and he's gonna have Nitish is gonna turn over the queen and take down the pot.
He gets the bad news. Nitish makes a very good bet. Now this is what it comes down to. Spots like these is where the real edge of a good poker player sort of shines. You would imagine that a lot of players would check there. With a second pair, nice showdown hand, no reason to get into a thin value spot, but he finds the perfect size.
You can see Samo here just shocked. He's like, "How the heck did you make that bet, man? You're such an artist." So he's like, "You beast," with a few beeps in there. So great bet there by Nitish. All the more reason why I chose him to be the winner with like 4 or 5 people left. I'm glad I got the pick right. Oh, not right. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm sorry, Pranay. Nothing against you. I really like you and your game. But just an inkling, man.
Yeah, Pranay has been very impressive.
Yeah, he's been extremely impressive, though. I like how he used his chip stack. Didn't get. He didn't slow down because of the stage. 51 lakhs up top. It didn't slow him down. He still played his hands correctly, played his position correctly, his stack correctly.
And like you mentioned earlier, that having a big stack is not enough. Being able to sort of maneuver through the final table, not doubling any short stacks and losing that advantage, which is very crucial to win tournaments. And he sort of maintained that chip lead, maintained that aggression, the tempo, and he is still in the contention. Playing well, doing his thing. Did lose a pot there, a beautiful bet by Nitish. And he's back in action. He's got a nice hand to work with. Ace Queen offsuit on the button. Makes a raise. We will soon find out what Nitish is. He's made a fold there. All eyes on these two boys. Playing for.
You got the rails that are showed up and are supporting each one of them.
A difference of 20 lakhs between these two. That's massive. Half a crore up top. 32 lakhs for second place.
Life-changing money.
Life-changing money, and it all comes down to this final table, this heads-up match. The chip stacks now are almost evenly matched. Both of the players have been very impressive throughout this final table. We haven't seen any major mistakes, Abhishek, from both of them.
Yep. Actually, from anybody on the final table for that matter. There's been no real mistake, no misstep for most part. Pranay Chawla with 4-5 of hearts on the button. I think he decides to limp. Or he decides to raise to 1 million. We got Nitish Gupta with ace-9 on the big blind. Decides to complete. And off they are to the flop. So Pranay Chawla going 2.5x on the button now. On the flop brings out ace-king 6, 2 hearts. This is going to be an interesting flop because Pranay has the flush draw and Nitish has the not flush draw blocker with the top pair. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how this hand plays out. Pranay hasn't really been checking back flops, so he might actually go for this. He might continue to bet here on this flop as well, especially because he has enough equity as well. There you go.
The pre-flop raiser, very good board for a pre-flop raiser. Obviously, heads-up play works a lot differently, but he decides to make a 750k bet.
After raising to 1 million.
Yeah, sizing it slightly smaller, which actually I like.
Nitish calls.
Nitish going nowhere with that top pair.
There you go. Pranay picks up a pair on the turn. And so far he's gone check. Every time he's picked up a pair on the turn. Let's see what he does here. Whether he's going to go for a double barrel or whether he decides to just check back and take a free card.
Yeah, 4 million in the middle. He might be inclined to take a free card.
Nitish looks very zoned in. That's a man with some scary eyes. You don't want to be playing him right now. It looks like he can just see through your soul.
Yeah, he definitely is very zoned in. He does opt to check with the top pair. Obviously, he's checking to make the call if faced with any aggression. Pranay picking up that 5 on the turn.
Pranay looking for a double barrel this time around.
It looks like he's got a bet about 1.5 million.
That's right.
He's trying to build the pot since he's got a flush draw. Also, it'll be nice to pick up this pot right now for him as well.
But I don't see Nitish folding here at the moment.
Yeah, Nitish is.
He has to call
is
one more
never
straight.
folding. He does make the call. We go to a very crucial river. Already 7 million in the middle.
Big pot building up right here. This could change the chip lead very easily and turn the.
Queen of diamonds. The flush draw doesn't get there. Nitish does get the check mark. Slightly scary.
River?
River.
Completes a lot of two-pair combinations, completes a lot of gut shot. I mean, 10 jack gets there, some king queen. Pranay looks like he's going to go for the third bullet. It's a good card. It's a good card for him to battle.
Yeah.
If he really wants to pull the trigger, he has to go for it because it's a good card. Because a lot of king queens, queen jacks. I mean, queen jack gets there, but he has to check back queen jack here. But he can turn that into a bluff. Oh.
He does check.
He does decide to check back, and he's not going to be too excited to see what Nitish brings out, though. And with this, Nitish takes the chip lead, and they swap stacks before. Nitish now has 19 million, and Pranay has 12 million. They started the heads up with quite the opposite. Pranay had about 18 or 19 million, and Nitish had about 11 million.
So your prop bet
coming true.
Coming true.
Addy's gonna have 4 shots right now. I just win all these bets, man. Don't ever bet with me.
Don't bet with Goindi.
I almost never lose bets. There you go. Some serious onlookers, some curious onlookers, some sleepy onlookers.
And everyone following the action.
It's 4 a.m. and people still like watching.
We obviously have the main event, day 1A today. Almost 400 entries for that one. Day 1B tomorrow.
You can see Pranay a little, he's taking a little hit to his stack, and you can see him a little not so zoned in as how he used to look a little while back.
That's a huge pot to lose, and he realizes. So we have a flop here. We don't yet know what Pranay has. Probably the RFI hasn't picked it up. We know Nitish has pocket fours, and the board is ace-6 ace.
This is playing some solid poker here, man. We got Pranay who's called on this flop, check called the flop. Pranay's hand pretty much looks like some flush draws, some 6x's, some ace x's, and some king highs. It's pretty much what Pranay's range looks like.
Yeah, probably he could have like a small pocket pair, which he will definitely call.
We've got Pranay Chawla leading out now.
It's been a very active final table, and even more active heads up.
Yeah, heads up is always fun because there's a lot of action, right? Players have to be involved in every pot.
And we have a call.
And I think Pranay Chawla takes down this pot. I'm 6-8. There you go. Some relief there for Pranay. He wins some chips back, although Nitish still holds the chip lead. Slender chip lead, 17 million to 14 million. Nice value bet there by Pranay Chawla. You can see the chip counts on the screen. Nitish with 17 million, Pranay with 14 million, blinds at 200k, 400k, the running ante of 400k. So we're looking at about 350 or 35 big blinds effective. Lot of play. 35 big blinds is a lot of heads-up play. I think we might need Addy here very soon.
We see a fold there by Pranay. Doesn't like the 9-4 offsuit.
Yeah, he realizes Nitish is a tough opponent. So he has to give up a few more hands now.
I think both of them realize that they have to be careful and respect each other. Both of them have put on a great show today. If you haven't already participated in our contest, we are running a contest and you can go ahead and guess the next bust out. Obviously, we've had 5 bust outs today already. We started with 7 for the live stream today, and we're down to 2 players. You can still guess the next bust out of this tournament, and you stand to win a ticket to the 2OK tournament on Spartan Poker, which is a 5,500 rupee entry tournament, and it's a 15 lakh guaranteed. We are streaming this on multiple platforms and multiple pages on Facebook, YouTube, and in multiple groups, so we will get back to you with the winners as soon as possible. Obviously, we might not be able to reply to everyone. We are trying to catch the action. Let's join this hand on the flop. Pranay raised this pre-flop to 1.1. He's making his pre-flop sizing slightly larger. What do you think about that?
He's out of position, so he has to go slightly bigger because he's out of position. So I'm actually kind of fine with that. But I'm not a fan of him raising 6-9 of clubs out of position because Nitish is a very good post-flop player, and I don't think Nitish is ever going to limp fold the button, especially because they're like 40 big blinds deep at the moment. Nitish is very good post-flop, so he's going to limp call a lot, and that's exactly what he did with 6-4 offsuit. So I'm not a fan of raising close to 3x with 6-9 of clubs out of position against a really good player in position when you can get like a cheap flop. Because there's no fold equity, and he's not really raising for value with 6-9 of clubs. And he's going to get himself into a lot of tricky spots against good players in position.
Right, and also the size of the pot, makes it so much more difficult for him to, have a high bluffing frequency there because he's just going to be burning chips.
You deal it closer to me. Just
The
deal the
chip
cards closer.
stacks have become more even now. Both of the players are not willing to back down. Pranay Chawla limps with the 10 deuce. The Doyle Brunson on the button.
It's called the Doyle Brunson because he won the main event 2 times in a row with the hand 10 deuce offsuit, and it just became Doyle Brunson hand. It's one of the greatest poker players ever. He's kind of known as the father of poker. Old school, and people in the community have mad respect for a man like him. His son Todd Brunson plays too. Pretty well known on the circuit, but it's obviously really hard to step into your dad's shoes when your dad is Doyle Brunson.
Yeah, and Doyle Brunson is pretty much still playing. The passion he has for the game is unmatchable.
Yeah, he's 80 plus or 90 plus. Right. It's quite old.
Now we see Nitish raising to 1.6 million to a limp by Pranay Chawla. Pranay decides to make the call, going to a flop. It's a 3.6 million pot already.
Could be interesting.
ace-10 queen with 2 spades. Pranay's got a piece of this flop. Nitish, of course, has
a gut shot.
A gut shot with the king 8. Neither player really loves this flop, especially after the pot is really bloated up. Nitish is firing straight off the block. That's a million two right there. Both of these players have really come to play.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to watch this heads up. It's quite interesting. I like it. Pranay Chawla isn't going to let go of his bottom pair with some backdoor equity. Be interesting to see if Nitish goes for a double barrel if the turn breaks up. Oh, and Pranay catches another 10. Pranay hits trip 10s. And the action's back on Nitish right now.
It's already a 6 million pot.
Nitish decides to check.
Both of the players have more than 12 million behind.
Pranay checks back. I like the check back from Pranay. Pot controlling there, disguising his hand.
The
And he has position.
The spades get there. A couple of straight draws also complete.
That's not a good card for Nitish either to barrel. He's probably going to check give up out here right now. There you go, he checks. Pranay has to bet this for value.
Both of these players have made sure that they get value of their hands, and they've been very aggressive to do so. Pranay, of course, has 3 of a kind, and he's probably thinking what kind of sizing is actually going to
Yeah,
get
it's a 6 million pot. He has 12 million behind him. 2-1 SPR. I think he's probably gone for 200k. 250?
2.5 million.
Sorry, 2.5 million?
Yeah.
$2.6 million to be precise. And Nitish folds and Pranay takes back the chip lead. And he's up to 18 million while Nitish is down to 13 million.
Swingy heads up. This
A lot
is
of fun
big.
to watch at least. You know, there's a lot of play. Neither player is backing down. Both players are here to have come out to play clearly, and both have been the best players on the final table. So it's been a pretty interesting heads up so far. Alright guys, for everybody, as you know, we're running a contest on the channels that we're streaming on. So you got to tell us who is going to bust out in second position, and we're giving away 1 2-of-a-kind ticket to a lucky winner across all channels. The lucky winner will be decided by tomorrow by the Spartan and the FTR poker team. But you guys got to comment on the page telling us who you think is going to finish in second position, and we're going to give away 1 2-of-a-kind ticket. Also running a contest on my Instagram, which is ASGoindi, ASGoindi. Follow me on Instagram, and I'm giving out 1 lucky winner a ticket to the 2-of-a-kind, and moreover, 1 lucky winner gets to meet Dan Bilzerian when he comes down
That's going to be huge.
on the 15th. Yeah, you guys can meet Dan, like I said. I want to meet the women.
Yeah, that contest is locked down. Yeah, Goindi isn't.
Yeah, I'm in charge.
Yeah.
So he's going to be here on the 15th. So I'm giving away 1 lucky winner will be on the guest list for this particular event at the Big Daddy ship for the IPC.
Raise and fold there. Pranay picks up
It's
400k.
something wrong with this, or I'm not placing it correctly? tracker seems to be telling Pranay something about the RFID. Pranay is a little concerned if it's something wrong with the placement of his cards, or if it's if the RFID is not working. The RFID is completely working. Pranay, I think you got to place your cards there. But so far, so good. And you've been playing great poker. Pranay has picked up King Queen on the button. Let's see what sizing he goes with. He's been going to like 1.1 million.
He's also been limping a lot of buttons. Let's see if he actually.
There you go.
There you go. He does decide to mix it in, limping with a strong hand. Nitish also looks down at a pretty decent hand heads up, Jack 10 suited. With their stack sizes, it's also one of those hands you would want. It flops really well. There's a lot of playability. And Nitish continues to be aggressive.
Who's total dear?
And goes for a slightly larger sizing, being out of position.
Round 10, no?
There's a good chance Pranay might
just shove here.
Consider, putting in a 3-bet, making some sort of an aggressive move.
Yeah, and there you go. He limp shoves. I like this play by Pranay Chawla. Strong play. Impressive. And Nitish has to let go. Pranay takes the chip lead and is now 2-1 chip lead. I mean, he always had the chip lead. But he's 2-1 right now, and Nitish is down to 10 million, while Pranay has 21 million. Good play there by Pranay Chawla. I like the limp shove. Strong and brave.
Next time. Pranay crossing the 20 million chip mark for the first time in this tournament. Nitish got about 25 big blinds. Still a decent stack to work with. Pranay not taking his foot off the gas. Did find himself slightly short after losing a big pot to Nitish. And he's back, continuing his aggressive ways. We see a button raise by Nitish Gupta to 1.2 million. Correction, that was a 1 million raise by Nitish Gupta.
I have a feeling Pranay Chawla might just go all in again.
He has a pretty looking hand there, Ace-9 clubs again. Super strong hand.
Nitish Gupta has Jack-9 and Pranay goes all in. Good shove here by Pranay. Nitish will have to let go.
There's no way Nitish can call there. Again picking up a decent pot there, extending his chip lead.
Yeah, Nitish down to 9.5 million, while Pranay is up to 22 million. So the lead slowly increasing. Blinds at 200, 400. Running antes are 400K.
Pranay has started leaning on Nitish now. He's putting a lot of pressure, using his large stack.
You can see him sensing victory. You can see him like playing with his knuckles, right? He can feel it. He's got the adrenaline going in. He's picked up a couple of nice spots. Momentum going his way. He can sense victory. He's just got to stay focused and stay zoned in and make sure he completes this ride and journey and doesn't have a misstep.
Let's go off the 3 deuce. We are in hand 13 of this heads-up match. A lot has happened in this 13 hands.
Yeah, it's only 13 hands. It feels like eternity. Pretty interesting heads up though, you know, there's quite a lot of action. It's not been done.
Not at all, not at all.
Pranay Chawla jams again. I like this. Pranay Chawla. He's playing super aggressive, playing correctly, fearless. Now you can see Nitish just relaxing back in his chair, a little concerned, worried about what's going on. He's lost some momentum. Samo giving him some inputs from the rail, motivating him. Pranay's got momentum going his way. 22 million is to 9.3 million.
Yeah, Nitish really needs to shake it off.
But you're putting money in the pot
focus
every
back,
hand
get the
anyway.
rhythm back. He's had a fantastic final table till about 3 hands back.
Yeah.
And it's important that Pranay doesn't
blow off this lead.
Doesn't take his foot off the pedal. Chooses to limp there with the Jack Dan of diamonds.
Nitish not backing down either.
Yeah, Nitish makes a very aggressive move there. And he's keeping to his sizing of 1.6 million. He's
Pranay calls in position. Let's see if this could be the last hand.
This could be the last hand.
Let's say the flop comes out. No, it's an action killer flop. Ace 8-5, rainbow.
Nitish should be continuing this board. Obviously.
Yeah, because if Pranay has an ace here, he'd have limp shoved like how he did with King Queen,
Right.
and how he 3-bet with Ace 9 suited. So I'm eliminating all Ace X hands from Pranay's range.
It's going to be very tough for Pranay also to call on such a dry board without actually having an equity or a pair. So it's a nice board to bluff.
Pranay looks like he wants to float.
He does have some backdoor diamonds, maybe some backdoor straight outs as well. But it's going to be very tough for him to call here.
There you go. Pranay decides to float. He does have backdoor equity, and he decides to float. It'll be interesting to see how he takes down the spot. What is
interesting
plan?
diamond.
A 10 of diamonds. Oh, the king.
A 10 of diamonds would have been pretty much the most interesting.
Or a
card
7 of
there.
diamonds too, giving Nitish 2 pair and giving Pranay a gut shot flush draw.
Yeah.
Let's see if he slows down or he continues to barrel.
Well, as far as
5.6 in the pot, Nitish has 6.3, just a little over 1 SPR.
yeah, I was just about to say that I may be wrong because I have been wrong about Pranay's action on the flop, but Nitish should be checking this card.
He did check.
Not a great card
Actions
for
on
him.
Pranay. Pranay bets 1.4. Nitish is in a tough spot though.
Yeah, although the bet is small, it is still a large amount of
His chips.
And after being called on a dry
Hey,
flop,
let's go! Great play by Pranay Chawla once again. Using position to his best advantage. And now Nitish is pretty much crippled, down to 6.3 million. Pranay is up to 25 million, almost forced to 1 chip lead. Nitish down to about 16 big blinds. Pranay, on the other hand, has about... I lost my train of thought. 60 big blinds.
Pranay's got heaps right
He's got
now.
about 60 big blinds.
And I think he's just gonna keep putting aggression.
Yeah, he's playing very solid and very well and not afraid to put in the chips. And he's been pretty sticky as well, and he's giving a tough time again to an opponent like Nitish Gupta, who's very experienced, very seasoned, and not easy to play with. You can see Pranay, he feels like he's got one hand on that trophy and the other hand on the 51 lakhs.
You can almost taste it.
He can taste it. He got to walk. Now, Nitish is pretty much in a push-fold situation, you know. He's just got to go all in or he's got to call. He doesn't have any room to maneuver. One double up and it's game on again. But let's see how it goes. Send someone. Send someone. Service नहीं. कोई PD को बुला ले एक बार. Running with King 10, I think he's just going to jam here. Yeah, and he jams. 15 big blind shove, pretty standard. Oh, Nitish picks up ace 10 and he's going to call.
Is this the hand that we see a comeback by Nitish?
Ace 10 versus King 10. Pranay rooting for a king. He really doesn't want to continue this heads up. Nitish in the lead. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Let's see what the... Oh, there's a king in the... Oh, and Pranay Chawla.
This is
He's going to take this down.
That's a pull out.
We have a new champion in the IPC high roller. The biggest ever high roller. And it's Pranay Chawla who's taking down 51 lakhs and the trophy. And his name goes down in the record books as the high roller champion for the IPC in 2019. Well done, Pranay Chawla. Well done, Nitish. Both of y'all played really, really well. Pranay Chawla entered with chip lead and ended up winning the tournament too. Well done, boys.
Yeah, great performance by Nitish Gupta as well. He looked like he actually had a handle on this game and he was taking away from Pranay Chawla. But his comeback was very impressive and he just never looked like he is going to take the pressure off, going to lose the plot. He was focused, he always put the pressure, and he's going to walk home with a cool payday of half a crore. 51 lakhs up top.
Sick payday. I'm going to go catch him and let's see if he can party, you know. But well done, Pranay Chawla. Your name's going down in record books and hopefully in the Wall of Fame soon. You played a great game, hardly put a foot wrong, and hats off to you for winning the biggest ever IPC high roller in the history of Indian poker. And with that, we're going to move into a short break. Stay tuned, guys, for the bust out interview and for the winning presentation. See you on the other side.
Vijay, man of many talents, poker now one of them.
I actually recreationally play a lot with my friends, just to have fun. But at the end of the day, the kind of rush that you get from just chilling out, and there's a lot of banter that happens, right? So that's what I really like, and I like the fact that you get a sense of achievement when you read somebody right. Even if I don't win the hand, but if I know I placed a couple of aces on that guy, and I really like it. So it's not just the winning in the end like other sports. Like you gotta wait for I don't know how many hours to see a cricket game end and who won in the end. Here, every hand you get a bit of a, and so that's why I started playing it. Lots of skill involved, and I'm very competitive with sports. And I guess over a period of time, you start looking for, as a sportsman, you start looking for sports that you're going to play forever. Golf being one of them. So poker will be my sport, my main sport after some time. And this is my first real, live game.
So yeah, your first live experience, you got yourself on the feature table. What was that like?
Yeah, it was a lottery. Seriously. They pulled out a name, it was mine. Not because I'm here, because of Spartan Poker, nothing to do with that. I just got the lottery feature table, man. How about that?
Yeah, run good, feels
and,
good.
yeah, so it was great. These guys are really serious though. The banter that I was talking about wasn't there. They're really serious. And that's why when I had a familiar face with me, then there was a bit of chat, then the table opened up a little bit. And it was great, man. Really young kid who's an engineer is doing really well. And he's like, this means a lot to me. And I really want to, like, every time the number of players were counted, he's like, okay, prize money is higher. So this is his first live tournament. It really goes to show that today, if you're good at any sport in India, you can have a career, you can live that life, you can follow your passion like yourself and be involved in the sport. Like lots of cricketers who play really well, but then after that they're in the system, right? And that's what's happened with poker because of companies like the Spartan Poker, with the tournaments like the IPC. So I'm really glad to see this growth. So many guys. You've been part of the poker scene for so long. Look at the amount of people.
Yeah,
this
it's
is
grown year
massive,
on year.
Massive.
Fantastic. A few fun questions then. What would be your ultimate poker fantasy be?
My ultimate poker fantasy. So my wife and I play poker, and we kind of cleaned a couple of tables during Diwali. And I guess to do that repeatedly every now and then, just go to a party, clean it up, go to the next one, boom. It's just like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, it will be Mrs.
like
Singer poker duo. We were like standing like this with our, all of that. I think that'll be great.
Great. You should check out there's tag team formats in poker now as well. You guys should look into that.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Why not?
Fantastic. Now, in terms of online poker, you say it's a sport you can play all the time. You're a busy guy. Do you find yourself playing online as well?
Because I used to play these games at home and friends, and I got introduced to it. I really enjoyed it, and that's how I met Amin, and I became the brand ambassador for the Spartan Poker, and then I was on Spartan Poker, and it is. Honestly, I'm a person who doesn't get addicted to anything, and that is why I'm not.
It's a great thing.
Yeah. Initially, I was like, oh man, this is something new, and then I kind of found a pattern on this thing. But anything that's serious games, serious tables, I'm away from that because if I can't see somebody, I get a little this thing. But it is so much fun just to have a limited amount of time and just play a game. Tourney style, great.
Now, you have access to a lot of celebrities and stuff. Name me a celebrity that doesn't play poker who you think would be a great poker player.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Because he's he bets a lot.
He's a winner.
Yeah, and of course in life and everything. And he's got killer instinct. I don't know if he plays poker, but if he did, he'd be great at it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we won't keep you from it. Cheers for chatting to us.
Thank you so much. See you.
Take care.
Boom.
My name is Pulkit Goel. मैं बठिंडा तो belong करदा. I am a businessman. My hobbies are just playing poker online, and mostly I play on Spartan Poker. पहले दिन ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਖੇਡਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਲੀਡ ਮਿਲੀ, ਮੈਂ ਲੀਡਰ ਬੋਰਡ ਦੇ ਟੌਪ 8 ਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨਸ 'ਚ ਆਇਆ। ਜਦੋਂ ਹੀ ਅਗਲੇ ਦਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਖੇਡਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸਟਾਰਟਿੰਗ ਟੂਰਨਾਮੈਂਟਸ 'ਚ ਡੇ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ਿਪਮੈਂਟ ਮਿਲ ਗਈ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਚਿਪ ਲੀਡ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਮਿਲ ਗਈ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੌਨਫੀਡੈਂਸ ਹੋਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਬੂਸਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ। ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਦੇ ਪਿੰਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਵੜਿਆ, ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਖੇਡਿਆ।
ਵੀਰੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਤੂੰ? ਟੂਰਨਾਮੈਂਟ ਐਂਟਰ ਕੀਤਾ? ਹਾਂ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਯਾਰ।
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਖੁਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਕਦੋਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਖੇਡੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਕਦੇ ਕਿਤੇ ਖੇਡੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ।
ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਜਿੱਤਿਆ।
ਕੰਪੀਟੀਸ਼ਨ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਟਫ ਸੀ, ਮੈਂਟਲੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੰਸੈਂਟਰੇਟ ਦੇਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਆਪਦੀ ਨੀਂਦ ਉੱਤੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਡੇਲੀ ਟੂਰਨਾਮੈਂਟਸ 12 ਵਜੇ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਹੈ, ਕਦੇ 2 ਵਜੇ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਹੈ, ਸੋ ਸਵੇਰ ਦੇ 4 ਵਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਚੱਲਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਦਿਲ ਦੀਆਂ ਧੜਕਣਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਤੇਜ਼ ਸੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਹੀ ਐਂਡ ਫਾਈਨਲ ਮੂਮੈਂਟ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਜਿੱਤਿਆ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੋਈ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਦੋਸਤਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਕੁੱਟਿਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਮਿੰਦੇ ਦੋਸਤ ਨੇ ਸਪਾਰਟਨ ਪੋਕਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਮੈਂ ਇੰਨਾ ਹੈਪੀ ਹਾਂ ਗੱਡੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਏਡੀ ਛੇਤੀ ਡਿਲੀਵਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਮੀਦ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਸਪਾਰਟਨ ਪੋਕਰ ਏਡੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਨਿਕਲੇਗੀ ਤੇ ਏਡੀ ਫਾਸਟ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਗੱਡੀ ਦੀ ਡਿਲੀਵਰੀ ਮਿਲੇਗੀ
In the digital world, you never know what happens next. Life is actually like a poker. You gotta believe your hands and a skill. Thank you so much Spartan Poker for this cheap compass.
Hi, I'm Abhishek Goindi. I'm from Bangalore, first India Poker Player of the Year for IPC. And the director told me that if you don't have another introduction, just be like Google it. So I'm just going to stick to that.
I've been into this industry for close to 18 years now. And before poker came into India, and I've seen a big evolution of this industry. Love the game and I've been passionate about it, and that's what gets me here.
I am an orthopedic surgeon.
And I was a skin specialist.
We actually both quit our practices and now we are playing poker professionally.
I got to know about poker from my brother. He's younger to me like 7 years. So he showed me a game online in 2012. It was a free game, but that's how I got to know that this is what poker is. And from there, it's never looking back.
While a lot of players rightfully, of course, think that the IPC is a tournament series, for me, it's more like a social sort of a gathering for all the players in the poker community. The fraternity has been growing over the past 10 years that the game has been active in India. And so the IPC is more like a social occasion for personally me and of course the rest of the IPC team.
Definitely the number of players who play poker today in India have really grown maybe in lakhs now. And like I can say that because of seeing my sales that happen in different parts of the country and some cities in India which I don't even know of the city here in India.
Very exciting month coming up. In September, we're coming back after almost a break of 3 years. 3 crores of guarantee over 4 tournaments. And we're hoping that we'll just keep increasing the guarantees, keep increasing the number of days moving forward. Also a big benefit to the players, the 100% ADS refund that we're going to be giving on Spartan.
Obviously, I was anyways planned to come, but I was more motivated and more excited to come and play, because that's a big boost for our bankroll and also to sustain. That's how it should work ideally. Yeah.
About the Big Daddy Casino, I think, I get really excited when I talk about this casino because the way it is made, it's so lavish and so beautiful and glamorous from inside. It's got this new interiors, like amazing space. It's the biggest offshore casino in Asia currently.
It's awesome that it's happening after such a long hiatus of 3 years, I think. And it's probably the most awaited tournament series in India, and I'm sure this one's gonna be coming back with a bang, and everyone, including me, are super excited about this. Can't wait for it to kind of kickstart in 10 days now, 15 days now, yeah.
Get ready to experience all the best part of the poker.
Come for the IPC, it's a great event, meet a lot of familiar faces, you'll get to learn a lot of poker, just come grind hard, be focused, enjoy the moment and stay in it and go back home with great memories and hopefully a trophy and money and tax refunds. Yeah.
Hey there, what's your name? It doesn't even matter from where you came. Buy your ticket for your Insta fame. It's IPC, get in the game. Get in the game.
Welcome back, guys. We've just about caught our breath from that whirlwind final table. It's all over now, so it's time for the prize ceremony. And I'd first like to invite up again Mr. Peter Abraham, co-founder and director of the IPC, to join me on stage. Peter, a few questions for you first. This project's been going on since 2010. How does it feel to see your baby turn into such a beast? Record-breaking numbers for a high roller.
Well, it's been an amazing turnout for the last couple of days, and from where we began, which was about an average of 50 players per event, to now crushing in a big way so many of these. It's a great indicator of the kind of growth that the Indian poker industry has had. I'm extremely pleased, as is the rest of the team, and hopefully bigger and better as we go along.
Yeah, well, we've got the main event coming up tomorrow as well. Do you care to give a prediction there, or are you just too nervous?
Well, we're almost at 400 entries for today. I expect that number might be crossed, if not equal, tomorrow. So yeah, it should be, I hope, another record that we set for the IPC.
Fantastic. Well, we're almost guaranteed to cross the guarantee, that is for sure. Anyway, let's move on to our winners then. Coming up, our runner-up for the high roller, Mr. Nitish Gupta. Come on up, sir. Righto. Congratulations, you just won 100 bullets for the main event tomorrow. How are you feeling?
To be honest, not that great. Pretty disappointed with the result. I think I could have done better. I really made some mistakes, heads up. But it's a learning curve. I'll get back stronger.
When you were going through the final table, when you got there, were you feeling like your opponent had you the whole time, or did you really feel you can call back? You feel the cards were just against you? What was going through your mind?
During the final table, I think things went my way, but heads up, more than the cards going against me, I made some mistakes. I didn't play according to the plan, and I think it cost me the title.
Well, 35 lakhs you have to cry if you need to. Plenty of tissues for yourself, very expensive ones. Nonetheless, we have a lovely certificate for you. Congratulations. All the best, and I'm sure we will see you tomorrow in the main event. Very well played, sir. Of course, the hamper. Nitish Gupta, guys, our second place finisher at the 100K high roller. All right, then. Champione, champione, ole, 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 as the football people like to say. Mr. Pranay Chawla, come on up, sir. Very well played. So you were my secret pick. Worked out.
Thanks for backing me. Said thanks for backing me.
What's going through your mind right now?
Nothing, just ton of emotions going on right now. Really don't know what to say. It's not sunk in yet, to be honest, but yeah, obviously very happy about it.
Fantastic. Now that it's all done, I asked you earlier what your favorite moment was. Besides winning it, of course, what was your favorite moment from Heads Up?
Heads Up was pretty short, actually. There was not a big difference when Heads Up started, so I expected it to last a little longer, and I kind of lost my way in the middle of it. But yeah, it was too short to pick a single moment, but I guess just binking the king on the flop was pretty sweet.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, you're going to be playing the main event tomorrow, but what's the plan tonight?
No plans. Plans can wait for a day. Just go back, sleep, be fresh for the main event tomorrow, and then we can party.
Spoken like a true champion. I love it. Well, very well done, sir. It's time to receive your trophy. Big round of applause, guys. 100K champion, Pranay Chawla. Enjoy your winnings, sir. Fantastic, fantastic. Here's the hamper. Ooh, a lot of nice looking goodies in there. I just took a sneak peek. Right then, that is it from us here at the IPC High Roller. Tomorrow we'll be back with the main event, of course. We have our champion here, Pranay Chawla. Shout him out online. Don't forget to share it so his friends know and everyone knows what's going down here in India. From all of us here at the IPC for tonight, that's good night.